Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting tutorial. Today we'll see how to replace the laptop screen with another video. I have already posted this example video a couple of days ago. There are many steps required to achieve this final video. We'll follow all the steps one by one. I'll try my best to explain every step and move forward to the next step. So let's start. Select the footage and press Shift 5 to move to the Fusion page. Press Ctrl and Spacebar to open the Select tool. Add Planar Tracker tool. Take the output of media in and drag it to the Planar Tracker tool. Make sure to press and hold the Alt key. Now release your mouse. It will open up a context menu to show you all the available options for the media in tool. In this case, I want to add the media in output to the background option of the Planar Tracker. As you can see, the connection from the media in to the Planar Tracker yellow input pin is already created based on our selection. Press 1 to see the result of the Planar Tracker tool on the left screen. Before tracking the footage, I'm going to drag the time slider to the beginning, then set the 0 frame as the reference frame. Now let's draw a square shape for the laptop screen. Try to draw the shape while keeping all the green values inside the shape. If it requires, fix all the boundaries of the shape before you start tracking. Now press the track forward button to start tracking. Give it some moment to track the whole footage. Once the tracking is done, check if the tracking is good to go for the next step. Next, it is time to replace the existing laptop screen. Drag a footage from your media pool to your composition area. Select the Planar Tracker and change the operation mode to corner pin. Now drag the output of our footage to the Planar Tracker tool while holding the Alt key. Select corner pin from the context menu and all of a sudden our footage appears on the top of the laptop screen, but in a weird shape. We can fix this by selecting the Planar Tracker tool and then dragging the corner pins to the correct position. Take your time to move all the pins to the correct position. It is important. Now play the animation. And at the beginning of our tutorial today, we are almost halfway through. Congratulations! Since our screen replacement composition is almost done, you can drag any footage to the composition area and drag the output to the corner pin input of the Planar Tracker, and everything should be fine and you will have new footage for your laptop screen. This is how powerful Fusion composition is. I'm going to use the previous footage for the rest of my tutorial. Now, to see the result on the right screen, we have to drag the output of our Planar Tracker to the media out input pin. As you can see, the right screen is now displaying our result of the composition. If you move forward to the timeline, you can notice the hand is now below our laptop screen. This is a problem. To fix this, we have to mask the hand. Open the search tool by pressing Ctrl and Spacebar and then search for Magic Mask. Drag the output of our media in to the Magic Mask tool while holding the Alt key and then select Input from the context menu. Move the time slider and find out where we want to mask the hand. I think 140 is fine. Select the Magic Mask tool and press 1 from the keyboard to see the result on the left screen. Now drag a stroke on the hand. There are two methods of the Magic Mask tool which are faster and another is better. You can choose any of these two. For this demonstration, I'm going to go for the faster option. Now press track forward button to mask out the hand for at least 190 frame, I guess. Here I'm tracking from 140 to 190 because between these duration, the hand is overlapping with our laptop screen. Depending on your footage, it will be different. So keep that in mind. So we have tracked from 140 to 190, right? So we haven't tracked before 140 and after 190. So this will create an interesting problem in our next step. Display the output of our Magic Mask. Notice between 140 and 190 we have the hand mask only. Now if you drag the time slider before 140, you will see the original footage came up because we haven't masked before 140. The same thing will happen if we go after 190. You will see the whole footage came up again because our mask information content between 140 to 190. We'll solve this problem in our next step. Since we have isolated the hand, we can use this information and mask out the replaced screen, which is now coming from our Planar Tracker tool. In Fusion, almost all the tools have an input pin of blue color, which is actually for masking the result. So we can drag out our Magic Mask output to the mask input pin of the Planar Tracker tool, or we can drag the mask out to the Planar Tracker tool while holding the Alt key, and from the context menu select the Effect Mask option. As you can see, the screen is now visible only inside the hand mask. Obviously, we do not want this, so we have to invert this result somehow. So go to Matte tab, select the checkbox of Invert Matte. Now if you play the animation, you will see a green edge is visible outside of the masked hand, and if you drag the time slider before 140 or after 190, the replaced footage is gone and the original footage came up. This is what I was talking about a while ago. If you now remove the wire of the magic mask to the Planar Tools mask, you can see the screen replacement is still working. This is the problem that I was talking about a while ago, about the magic mask information between 140 to 190. One solution of this problem is tracking the whole footage using the magic mask tool, but that is unnecessary. I'm going to show you how you can solve this type of problem without tracking the whole footage for masking. Select the magic mask tool, press Ctrl and spacebar to open the search tool, and now search for time stretcher tool. Open the keyframe window. Since our magic mask start from 140, we're going to add a keyframe to the time stretcher tool at 140. Now, if you go before 140, while displaying the result of the time stretcher tool, you will see we have successfully asked Fusion to use the 140 frames result before the 140. So it is kind of like using the information of 140 from 0 to 140. Using the same technique, let's move forward to 190 or 180, I guess, and add another keyframe of 180. Now drag the time slider after 180 and you will see the result of 180 is propagating to the rest of the frames. Take the output of the time stretcher tool and connect it to the Planar Tracker effect mask input. Now display the result of Planar Tracker tool to the second screen by pressing the 2 key from the keyboard. Notice one of our problem is solved, but the green edge around the hand mask is still visible. Let's fix the green edge problem now. If you notice the original footage, you can see the green color is also visible on the keys of the keyboard of the laptop too. This is a common problem of shooting green screen because the color bounces around the nearby object. This is called spill color problem. Luckily, Fusion has a tool to solve this spill color problem, and this tool is called Despill. Now connect our media in tool to the source of the Despill tool. Now see the result. You can see there is no green spill problem anymore. Let me display the media in result to the left screen and display the result of Despill on the right screen so that we can understand the difference easily. Notice on the left screen there are green values on the top of the keyboard, whereas on the right screen there is no green value on the Despill result. This was the issue of greenness problem outside of the hand mask. As Fusion offers a non-destructive workflow, we can now easily solve the greenness problem around our hand by simply dragging the output of Despill to the input of the Planar Tracker tool. Now play the animation and notice the greenness problem is now solved. Let's move forward to the next problem. If you display the Despill result on the left screen, you'll notice there was a nice reflection there. We can use this reflection to achieve more believable result, or we can generate our own reflection for our replaced footage. Let me quickly show you how you can retain the original reflection on your replaced media footage. Select the Planar Tracker, expand the corner pin. Here the apply mode is currently selected as normal. As soon as you change this apply mode to screen, you'll notice we have successfully used the same reflection of our original footage to our replaced media. But this comes with a new problem. It is the marker that was placed while shooting the footage. I will create another tutorial about how to keep the original reflection while removing the markers. For this demonstration, I will show you another technique, which is generate your own reflection for your footage. Change the apply mode to normal again. To create the reflection, we'll use a 360 HDR image. To download the HDR image, you can navigate to polyheaven.com, then go to Asset and then HDR. Here you can see a bunch of HDR and you can download any of these and use them for your project. Now to create the reflection from the HDR image, drag the output of the HDR image to the output pin of our replaceable footage. This will create a merge tool and merge both of the footage together. Let's rename both of the footage so that we can identify those easily. You can press F2 from the keyboard to rename any tool. Select the merge tool and you should be able to scale up the HDR image now. Let's change the apply mode to the screen. As you can see, the image now has reflection from the HDR image. Let's scale the HDR image. Display the result of merge node on the left screen by pressing one key from the keyboard, and display the result of the Planar tracker tool on the right side of the screen by pressing 2 from the keyboard. As you can notice here, the reflection is too much. So we need to decrease the reflection amount. You can decrease the amount of reflection by selecting the merge tool and then decrease the value of the blend and gain properties. The value is highly dependent on the type of the footage you are going to use to replace any screen. So play with this setting and find a suitable result for your project. Let's focus on the next problem. If you now navigate through the timeline, you will understand the reflection is now static as we are using a single image. Whereas if we see the result of the Despill on the left screen, you will understand that while the camera is moving, the reflection is kind of moving too. Because this is how reflection works in natural world, right? So we have to animation our reflection to mimic the natural reflection on our footage. So start by displaying the result of the Planar tracker on the right side of the screen and the merge tool result on the left side of the screen. Now to animate the HDRI, we need to add a transform tool. Now you can change the position of our HDRI using the transform tool, and we can animate this value too. But this comes with another problem. For a moment, let's increase the blend value of the merge tool to understand the new problem. Now try to move the image using the transform tool and you will see the corner of our image. Solving this problem is very easy. Make sure you have selected the transform tool. Change the edge to warp or mirror. This will create an endless image of the HDRI. Now we can safely animate the transform tool and will not have to worry about the length of the image. Let's go to 0. Reset the center value. Set a keyframe on the 0 for the center property. Now move to the end of the timeline. Change the value of the transform tool again. Set another keyframe. Now we have an animation of the reflection. Make sure to select the merge tool and decrease the blend value that we have increased earlier so that the reflection doesn't look crazy. Now play the animation and you will see we have got a fake reflection for our footage. Congratulations! Now you know how to create your own reflection for your footage. So our main composition is done. Now it is time to improve the composition by adding some color correction and other effects. Select the HDR image node and add color correct node. Select the color correct node and press 1 from the keyboard to see the result on the left screen. We can zero out the saturation value so that the image will look like a black and white image. Increase the blur size. You can select the color corrector node again and increase the lead, gain, gamma or brightness to adjust the type of reflection you want. Don't forget to select the merge node and play with the gain and blend value too. This will help you to achieve more believable result rather than using the color corrector node. As you can see, after adjusting all these values, the result is much more believable now. We should color correct the screen replacement video too. Let's reposition the screen replacement video. If you struggle to rearrange the wire of fusion node, you can just press and hold the Alt key and click on the wire. It will create a blank node which you can use to rearrange the node properly. Just like before, add a color corrector node after the screen replacement video. If you try to change the brightness or any other value and if it affects the whole video like this, which is not expected at all, then navigate to the option panel and activate the predivide/post multiply checkbox. This will ensure that the changes you made on your color corrector node should stay inside that node only. So using this technique, you can replace any screen that you want, and that's all from today. Thank you for staying with me and good night.